So, I don't know what to talk about anymore. Like, there's literally nothing. I do nothing. I sit home. I play video games.
So we've hit that point now. We've hit that point now where it's real.
Yes.
Or when we say we're doing, like, literally nothing, it's really nothing.
It's hit me hard now. I'm just... Same thing. I'm, like, falling into routine.
Routine of what?
Wake up, do some work, go back to bed, wake up again. You know what? Just cue the intro. Hello guys, Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we have a guest we've had before, episode 6, season 1, the return.
No, this is her third time on.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot that.
This is her third time on.
Her third time on. Don't remember where the last episode was, but I remember episode 6. That was the first time, first impressions to everybody. If you'd like to introduce yourself to the world again, first time listeners.
Hi everyone, this is Bela, the Two Latin Brothers' sister.
Yeah, so we dragged her out of the slumps to show we brought her back, just to have her here. For all of you people
who are listening,
who are questioning if we have any other relative living in this household.
They're waiting to hear they're waiting to hear that crazy Latin family, like the 12 siblings.
And then they're gonna expect the rice and the beans.
The tortillas.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
So here's the thing. We've come to a point now where, like, it's gotten very...
repetitive.
No, like, I mean, being stuck inside isn't as repetitive as it seems. Like, I mean, it's repetitive.
But it's not, like, not repetitive.
I mean, no, it's just like...
you're making total sense right now.
It's just, it's getting to me is what I'm saying. It's like this endless cycle of, like, I wake up and I don't even want to get up anymore. Like, I'm just like, whoa, what's the point anyway?
You're too lazy for subconscious.
No,
you're lazy for consciousness.
No, it's not that I'm lazy. It's just like, I wake up and then it's like...
Too lazy to do anything because there's nothing to do.
I mean, there's something to do. It's just...
Eat.
I don't want to do it.
Go back to bed.
What is it? No, some people are saying how they've entered this routine now where they'll wake up in the middle of the day, eat one big meal, and that's it. Like, they're only eating, like, one big meal a day.
I mean, we're not that far from that.
I mean, we're eating 2 meals a day.
I think, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still working from home. So
right.
I'm, like, the only person in this household who kind of has a routine.
Who has a job.
Well, yeah, essentially. But still has a functioning job, right?
Yeah.
Still have jobs to do. But, yeah, essentially, like, I think that's what's kept me with my routine in terms of... I'm waking up still every day at 8 a.m. or earlier than that because I start at 8 a.m. and then...
That's too late for me. 6 a.m.
I have
sharp.
a full day of work and it's different because for like...
how are you adapting to working at home?
It's kind of hard because there's a lot of distractions when you're home, but I feel like...
mainly the internet.
It makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah, the internet, your phone, you have, family who is like coming
It
out.
makes me feel better about myself because I know I'm a good distraction.
You know what the funniest thing is?
It's hard to find a space where you can just focus, but now, I think I went through like a phase where the first week I was struggling to kind of find a spot of where to work in the house. And then after I found my spot, like I was like, okay, this is my spot. This is where I'm going to do my work. And then after I went through another phase where it was like, it wasn't an issue of where I was doing my work, but it was an issue of who was in that space. Like while I was doing work, so you have TV going on, you have cooking in the kitchen, there's always noise.
Okay, here's the thing. It's because your spot is like, for context, so people understand, is that it's in like it's like an essential area where like it's like the walkway between our living room and the kitchen.
Yeah, essentially. So
she's like in this awkward middle spot where there's all this traffic going on constantly, even though no one's eating anymore.
And there's my room, but I find like I just want to sleep when I'm in my room. It's just like that.
It's like my bed's
mindset.
there.
Like
I'll
work half and half, like here and there. But like the other thing is, so I went through essentially like just a mode of a lot of distractions and trying to. It was really hard for me to keep focus. Whereas this past week or week and a half, no, more like it's been like a good since the beginning of this month, I would say. I've kind of now adapted that it doesn't matter, like if I really have to focus on something, I can focus regardless of what's going on around me, like I've managed to now focus and get my work done. So the distractions.
I know, but it's really hard when I try to ask her what she wants for breakfast, and it's just like what?
Well, I've kind of gotten on this new oatmeal plan that I.
But
oats, so like I don't have to really worry about my breakfast. I make it the night before. But anyway, that's not important right now. But like what I'm saying is essentially the change for me lately has been that I don't feel as distracted as I used to be, or find it as a struggle or an obstacle from when we first started with this quarantine.
So you're adapting really quickly.
I'm adapting quickly. Like now it's not a big deal anymore. Like
I think about the people who only work from home. They mastered this already. Like, you know, like people who have like people who work online.
That had this as an option. I didn't have this as an option before. Like, I love the idea of it now that I'm used to it. I'm getting
you're getting money for being at home.
She's not looking forward to going back to her cubicle, guys. That's the reality.
No, it's an office, but still, like, it's
cubicle life.
It's
basically cubicle life.
Well, that's my future.
Well, I do, like I said, it's not the same for me. But
see, anyway. Like meanwhile, like see the thing, Victor's like still doing school.
Yeah,
he's still doing school. I finished school at the beginning of the quarantine.
Yep.
Like 2 weeks into quarantine, I finished school. So for what week is it? I don't even know what week it is anymore. How long?
Yeah, well,
it's been like a month.
It's been like 3 months.
It's been over a month.
Yeah.
Well, I started working from home.
Like we started like the last 18th, was it the last
March
week of
16th, something like that.
I believe the last week of March. We officially went like on lockdown.
Yeah, we did.
And then all of April,
like March 25th, I think.
Yeah. So then all of April.
No, in May. I can't believe we're already in.
And now we're like
mid-May.
We're mid-May. So it's been like 2 months. It's been 2 months.
Yeah.
So for essentially 6 weeks, I have had like nothing semi-productive. Like, I mean, the podcast has.
He's giving you reason of living.
No, I mean, it's giving me
that's the thing. You need to find things to do.
I mean, like I'm working on other things. I'm working on other things behind the scenes for the podcast that I've been doing. Mm-hmm. But currently,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, find something else to do. Like, well, I don't know, with Victor. Well, I was accompanying Victor. Victor was going on walks like middle of the day.
You went once.
Okay, I went once. Okay, but like stuff like that, like that's good to go out when you can, if you can, go out for a walk or go out for this.
See, we don't recommend to our listeners to don't go out, stay in.
I'll go.
If you're in America, don't go out. Stay indoors. Stay safe.
I'm not as consistent as you should say about working out all the time and stuff like that, but I do it here and there. But when I do it, it makes me feel better. It gives me something to do, something to look forward to, and I plan the night before. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and as opposed to when I just say I'm going to do it and I don't do it. But if I say, like, I put with that mindset, okay, you're going to do this today, then I go do it, and I feel amazing. I feel great about it after.
It's like yesterday you were drawing. I mean, not drawing, you were coloring. That was interesting.
Oh, yeah, I was gifted, like, I think it was a year ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago I had my concussion. I don't know. I had a concussion a couple of years ago, and I couldn't watch television. I couldn't see any screens or anything. And so a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, gifted me this adult coloring book, and I knew about them, but like I had never seen one, or
a form of therapy, basically.
She had never explored it.
I had never explored it. It's actually super calming. You know, you put some calming music in the background.
It's called meditation music or / elevator music.
Blast some like heavy metal.
I have found that to be really, really nice. To just something just to do. It's nice to do, and it's not something I would do on a day-to-day basis either. But it's something different that I can do now. And then there's, trying to discover new music, different music, keeping in touch with friends.
Have you listened to K-pop? That's some good stuff.
Yeah, I do sometimes here and there. But yeah, I love all music. I don't have a particular kind of music that I like.
Do you know what Slipknot is?
Just stop right there. Just stop right there. Just stop right there.
Okay, yeah.
Just stop right there.
Okay.
No,
anyway,
look.
Those are things that you can do. Find take a course online. Find a hobby that you do. Like,
okay, look. So I started this course online, and it let me down. Okay. Like I'm almost considering stopping taking it because like it's like a repeat of everything I already know.
Okay, but
so
take it as a refresher.
I feel like I'm wasting time doing it.
Okay.
Like I could be doing something else more productive.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So like I started like a month ago now.
Right.
And all of it so far has just been like repeat for me. So I'm like in this like I should just stop doing this and do something more productive. Because I just see it as like now wasting time of stuff I already know. Like why would I invest time in something? You know what I mean? It's like if I sent you back to grade 1.
Yeah, I get
right?
that.
Like learn how to read, right? Like it's not
makes sense.
Right? Like it's not worth
not just reading. 1 + 1's pretty hard, not gonna lie.
No, but I feel
Windows are enough.
That's another point. You said that, I don't find that I'm being productive. I feel like a lot of people right now feel that pressure to be productive because you have all this time, right?
Yeah.
But you shouldn't necessarily have to focus on, okay, I'm gonna do this because it's productive.
Okay, look,
so do this
look, so here's the thing. So like
I feel
like look, so
it doesn't necessarily have to be.
Yeah, of course. Like so I'll spend 2 days ago I spent the whole day doing productive stuff. Like the whole day. And then yesterday I spent literally 6 hours just gaming. Right. So like I haven't found this right balance yet of like doing, because the other thing too is like I'm not the kind of person to do things in like chunks. I just rather like take a whole day and I'm only gonna do this. This is all I'm gonna do. And then so because I live like this, the problem has now become is that I'll have days where I'll only do one thing, but by the end of the day I'm like, okay, tomorrow
I don't feel like doing anything.
No. When tomorrow comes, I'm like, am I gonna do this again? Like right. I already, so I'm going through this weird cycle of it, like just repeating. But like this morning, I woke up and I started editing like a bunch of stuff, and then it was like 12, and I'm like, I should probably go eat something, because we kind of need food.
See, I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of understand kind of what you guys are going through because I've been going through it with you guys on the weekends. On the weekends, I don't have work, so I sleep in. We all sleep in. Like our days become, which I find really hard on Monday mornings, have kind of become a no schedule for anything. I mean anything. I mean like we don't even have a schedule to eat. So we're waking up at 3 p.m, going to bed at 3:30 in the morning.
Whoa. I don't wake up at 3 a.m.
Okay, well, but this is just an example.
Who's waking up at 3 p.m?
I know a few.
This is just an example as to how far our scheduling has kind of just gone out it's just gone out the window essentially.
Yeah.
And for me, I kind of enjoy it because I'm like, I've had to wake up every day early and like, okay, I have that mindset, okay, I gotta go, I have to work and like go kind of thing. Yeah. Even though I might not feel like it kind of thing. So I really enjoy the weekends when we kind of have that. But at the same time, I can see how that can be whereas for you guys kind of have that every day. It can kind of just you lose sense of time, you lose sense of that need.
Like
to
here's the thing, like
I haven't lost sense of time because of school. Because like I'm waking up
Yeah.
every day at like the same time, getting work done, and then I'm just like, okay, the rest of the day is mine. I can choose what I do with it. Most likely gonna be gaming.
So like in my case, like because the only person I have to be accountable to is myself. Like, there's no, like, I don't have a teacher telling me, or I don't have a boss to tell me what I don't have to do. Like, someone telling me, like, what to do. Like, I'm just, like, in this...
I can do that for you.
I can do it for you, too.
I mean, guys, I'm not asking for a boss.
You're gonna wake up at 4 a.m.
No, okay, so here's the other thing, too, is, like, I feel like I'm sleeping less. Yeah. Like, I genuinely feel like, because, like this morning, for example, I woke up before Victor did. I started listening to a podcast, and I fell asleep again.
Yeah, but then once I wake up, it's like I'm awake.
No, yeah. Oh, I have mornings okay. So clearly, the podcast I was listening to was not the best because it literally knocked me out. Like usually when I wake up, you should have listened to one of our old episodes because I'm sure you don't remember that conversation. There's a lot of like what I was listening to episode. It was 9 or 10. The one where is a sandwich a hot dog? I can't remember.
Oh,
but like there are moments in that podcast that are just so funny where like it makes no sense. But what was really funny is that like. I don't remember like 95% of what's in the episode, so like listening to it back, I'm like, I can't believe we even had this conversation. It's so dumb.
Yeah, but that's what makes good content.
Yeah. Well, even in social like interactions, like my friends and I, we have to like, we don't really necessarily have. Well, most of them, we're all working from home. But we have to schedule. We try to schedule a time for us to like talk and like either through Skype, through Zoom.
You basically have to set up a meeting.
We have to set up a meeting, and I think that's something that really can help. You know,
just try and stay in contact.
Just to stay in touch. You know, we're social beings. Like
I've just cut contact with everybody.
And the other thing too, I find
actually there's only like 3 people I'm currently like I'm still I was staying in contact with because like we agreed to do stuff after the quarantine, but it's like it's gone to a point now where it's like there's nothing to there's nothing to talk about, right? It's like, so what are you up to? Oh, I'm just doing what I did yesterday, or they go it's like whatever, right? But like there's nothing exciting going on in our lives. We feel like there's nothing to talk about because of that.
Yeah.
Like the lack of
that's
events.
what I was trying to get to.
Or is it
a lot of sorry.
No, the other day I had a conversation with someone literally about how I went for a walk. Cause they're like, oh, you went outside? It was like this giant.
How was it?
How's the outdoor? Like, cause that now is like the peak, the pinnacle of human society, going outside to see the world.
I
right?
stepped foot out there. It was rough.
Yeah. Well, going back to what I was trying to say is, that I agree with you. A lot of even trying to connect and setting up a meeting to talk with your friends or whomever, it's hard because there's like you said, there's nothing to talk about. Everything is, oh, how's your quarantine going, or COVID, and what are the updates in our city, in our area that we live in our country or other countries, and it's all about COVID,
yeah.
because there is nothing else that really to talk about. I mean, if you try to talk about other things, it's like, oh
well that stopped because of COVID.
I went hiking, like. Or a lot of people we're kind of just running out of things to say or talk about, and
COVID's the talk.
That much like this podcast that we've been talking about COVID.
Yeah, like literally the whole. We should just change the whole name. We're gonna call it. No, I don't want to call it COVID.
Not necessarily.
We're gonna
COVID,
spell it backwards. We're gonna go 91.
Okay, look, we've been talking about quarantine for like the past 5 weeks straight on the podcast.
Yeah,
it is like the most. Like in any podcast you listen to that came out within this time frame, this is what it's about. Yeah. We're all talking about the same thing. Because this is what's going on planet Earth right now. This is the news. This is like we discovered aliens, but this is it. This is that moment.
We did discover aliens.
We didn't discover aliens.
Didn't discover
that's
aliens.
That's old footage.
Right.
We're not getting into that. But here's the thing. Because of that, we as a society, we're getting sick of it. It's too much. Like not in the sense of
not that it's too much.
It's just it's all we're talking about. It's all we're hearing. You turn on the TV.
Not that it's too much. It's getting annoying.
I guess
it's getting annoying.
I mean, I turn on the TV. I'm watching a show. Nothing related to COVID at all. It's like a rerun, and then in the middle of the episode, a commercial comes on where we can't go outside to have a cup of coffee because we need to stay safe inside.
I mean, you can just stick your head out the window.
No, the other day I was on YouTube, and this really funny ad came on where it was sponsored by the government of Canada, but it was like a text message, "Hey, want to meet up later for a cup of coffee?" And the person replies, "Sure." And then there's like a big X on it. It's like, "No, stay safe, stay inside." And then it's like sponsored by the government of Canada. And I was like, what is this? Like, this is like... I
thought, I think I would have made the commercial so that way it'd be like a Skype call and be like, sup, how you doing?
I know, it's true. And
Let's FaceTime.
I definitely think that it's necessary for us to kind of detox from all that and, watch a movie or do something that doesn't necessarily...
Oh, that's what 95% of everybody's doing.
Like, the other thing too is like...
but it's bound to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, the other thing too is like we're spending way too much time with each other. And like...
we have a pretty good relationship.
I mean, I get that, but like, it's still like...
We get on
each other's nerves
a little bit.
Yeah, no, like... And
that's it, I'm turning this into an argument. No. I can't handle it. The walls are coming in.
No, No, but it's been very difficult to, like, it's not like...
To give each other space, I would say.
Yeah, one of the biggest issues for me has been...
We kind of have to demand it. I need my space.
No, one for me, the biggest issue has been is, like, before, I remember this one time, I can't remember what happened, where I was going out to meet with somebody, and I left, like, an hour early because I had an argument with someone. I just walked around, like, the downtown area. I was just like, you clear my head, like, whatever. Now, I can't do that. I can't physically leave the house and go somewhere to clear my... Like, I can go outside. But
it's called locking yourself in your closet and meditating.
I still want us to do that podcast where you're locked in a closet.
I mean, like, it needs to be 3 a.m.
No, so okay, so
I need to have some form of.
You
Okay,
know what
so-
they say about
okay.
3 a.m.
Look, so
The
I pitched this thing last week on the podcast,
Right.
Cemetery, where we both do a solo podcast where we both sit where he sits in the closet for an hour and just talks to the mic to see what that I do a solo podcast. And Victor's Victor's I don't know. He's like, I feel like I'd
Where
call
do you guys come up
it's
with
like,
these ideas?
I just
call
call a friend. I'd call a friend. I'd feel pretty lonely.
No, but I feel like it would be funny content, right? That's really what it's all about. I just want to see what it'd be like for us to hold our own podcast, on our own, to see if we can even do it, right? Because we've always
There's no back banter.
exactly.
It's like,
Victor would start a joke and be like, "There's no one here to answer."
I'd get a laugh track and just shove it in there every time I make a joke. Just be like, so the other day I tripped and fell. Laugh track.
No, it won't just be that laugh track. I won't even be laughing.
No,
with
it'd
laugh
just
track.
be like an insert of my voice being like, laugh track. So it'd be like, I tripped and fell downstairs. Laugh track. It'd be like the weirdest thing ever. It'd be crazy.
So yeah, so clearly we've run out of ideas.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I think
Every joke I just made now is about hurting
we've
myself.
reached the point where either we just don't want to, it's pure laziness, I would say, to kind of look for something else to do, because there's tons to do out
I've
there.
looked for other things
But
to do. I don't know.
it's
This
just
morning.
everyone's annoyed because like I said, we're all social. We want to do social things. We don't want
Literally
to-
this morning, I walked into my sister's room, found a book, and I'm just like, "Can I read this?" And she's like, "It's a textbook," and I'm like, "Can I read it?"
From when I was back in uni, yeah.
And then she's just like,
Well, you started reading
Why?
the biology textbook I sold.
I actually read the Life and Development one, and I read the ethics
Yeah, he
one.
came into my room and he's like, "Criminal law, can I read this?" And I was like, "Why do you want to read my old university textbook?"
I have so many I still have some of my computer programming textbooks. I still have other social stuff and non-social stuff. I have so many
I
textbooks.
peeked on the one you have on
got
the shelf there.
I sold another textbook that was really the content is not.
No, I
for-
know.
it's not-
I know. You told me I couldn't read some of these textbooks, and I'm like, but
Yeah.
I want to read it.
They're not family friendly content.
Yeah.
It's also very graphic.
Graphic?
Yeah, they're very graphic.
Oh my gosh.
But
Why are you reading so many graphic novels?
It's
man?
not that I'm reading graphic novels. It's just the pictures in the textbook are not exactly PG. Yeah, it's
There was a murder scene. I knew it. I knew it all along.
I had this professor tell us how she had a friend of hers who became a forensics officer, and she never told her parents.
Ooh.
And one day her parents came to visit her at her dorm or whatever, and she had her textbook open on a desk, and it was a scene where someone had been decapitated, and there was blood everywhere, and it was this whole thing. Anyway, the parents come in. And they walk by her desk, and they see this textbook just wide open, sitting on the counter.
Right, they must be what's going on with her?
They're like, "What are you? What class is this?"
I would have been like, what kind of psycho child are you? That would have been my reaction. Why do you have this?
But
That would have been my reaction.
I think that that all on its own is crazy, but the fact that these things are things we learn about in school, it's oh.
It's I have to look at some image of somebody who's beaten up. This again,
One thing I've been trying to do more of is I've always you both know this. I love languages. Is trying to polish up on the languages that I know, or trying to pick up on other languages as well. It was going well the first couple of weeks of quarantine, but
German
after that,
lesson 101.
after a while, it was okay.
Look, I'm
I don't
lucky
really
I
wanna
can
do
even
this.
speak English. I'm gonna be
Watching
honest.
foreign films is really nice.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm lucky if I can even speak English. It's and the fact that I speak Spanish, that's a whole other thing. And then I understand some French.
That's another thing. I don't know about you guys, but I feel because among us, we speak a lot of English, but just the fact that we're home and with our parents as well, the whole fam is home and quarantine.
Well, yesterday we talked a little bit of Spanish. It was kind of odd. I was like, what are we doing?
I don't know, but I find the weekends are very, very Spanish, and I find it kind of odd to go back on Mondays, and not even during the week. I find I'm a lot more exposed. We recently, because of I don't know if it's quarantine, but we got some package where we got more Spanish channels, so mom's been watching a lot of Spanish soaps.
Too much
Spanish television in general.
Telenovelas.
So I find like because we're so surrounded by it, like I struggle sometimes. I'm like, whoa, like okay.
Well, I didn't know.
I find myself either speaking it a lot more.
No, I found
thinking
yourself
it about
like
more.
stealing accents.
So apparently, this is a.
I'm picking up on accents that I don't speak from
I'm
television.
like, where did this come from? I'm like, who are you? I'm like, this. You can't go outside. I'm like, where are you getting this accent from?
Yeah,
She's
like, what is it
"Oh."
the other day? I'm like, why do you sound like someone from Chile?
Yeah, I was watching.
Like, what
a
were
show
you
about
like? What's
Yeah.
going?
Chile.
Like, what? No.
No, honestly, sometimes I feel like some people are rapping, and I'm like, I should write this down. This is bars here.
No, I find that we have. I mean, we have double the amount of content to like. I can't remember. I was texting someone where it's like, they're like, so I was watching TV and they're like, what are you watching? I'm like, oh, watching Spanish TV. They're like, what? Did you run out of English content? I'm like, not exactly. I mean, but because of the Spanish, we have like double the amount of content accessible to us.
It's like because
But-
like since we have the other language, we have a whole other world that people haven't experienced.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, for-
since quarantine, I've
yeah.
been watching Italian, Portuguese, Spanish,
Yeah.
English, French. You know,
How do you not get tongue tied?
Like for the example, like for the example of like music, we actually like talked about this like in another episode. But like how we hear music before the rest of the world hears music because we understand the language and the music, like the population of the people that listen to like that genre, you know, like they hear it more up until it gets up to more north, west, you know.
I think it's
I
like,
guess.
well, one of the, I can't, you said there was an episode where you said something in Spanish.
I
And
can say something again. And
no,
you
you
would
no,
forget.
no, you said something, and someone texted me. They're like, "Hey, what does that mean?" And then I'm like, "Oh, I told them I can't remember what it was now, but I texted them what it meant, and they're like, "Oh, I get to joke now." And then I'm like, "Right, you
Joke.
have like no, it's just like
the thing is,
they don't
stuff like jokes, for instance,
Yeah,
it doesn't translate the same way.
No.
and
Like
so it's
I can
hard to-
I can translate it on the spot. I've gotten good at translating things on the spot, but like it's like this whole. It's not the same, you know. It takes all its meaning
It's
because
it's the same vice versa. If you were to say a joke in English and you try to translate into
Hey,
Spanish,
that's
it
fácil.
doesn't necessarily work.
that's easy. See, easy. So I just translated fácil to easy. And the whole joke, everybody's laughing, everybody's crying on their feet. You know, that's a knee slapper and a half.
Only people. I'm gonna have to edit that sound out.
You're
Hold on.
welcome. You don't have to. It's a part of the content.
No, it's distorting. Anyway, one of the things that happens, well, I guess our content is generally made for people exactly like us, who are like Latino, who are like born in a
Who
different,
can speak English and Spanish?
yeah, who understand English and Spanish
I
because
mean, you guys don't talk a lot of Spanish on your podcast.
I know, but
No,
some
we
of our
don't.
greatest jokes, some of our greatest hits,
I have some things.
some of our greatest hits
Like-
are in Spanish. Like if
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna,
know, but
if we ever make a
I
compilation,
would say you're very open to it being multicultural. I would say that.
well, yeah, I mean,
That's
like,
it.
All languages.
We're starting-
All...
well, we've had like a few people from other countries, and like we've asked them like, what's like a typical cultural dish that you guys would have, and then they start describing it to you, and then like you're googling
Sorry
it.
to interrupt you right there. If there's one good thing that's come out of this quarantine is our mother watching a lot of Mexican recipes. So we've been eating a lot more Mexican-oriented food, which is amazing.
Oh yeah.
She's been treating us. She's been spoiling us a lot, and that's one good thing.
problematic.
I think all Latina
It-
mothers have been spoiling their children because of like TV.
I mean,
No, I mean, if they don't work.
it's been really good. It's been a perk for sure.
I mean, it's not a complaint, but like it's really amazing.
Yeah, sorry, I keep going.
No, what was I gonna? I was saying something. No, like so, yeah, like there have been a few moments where we've been like, like seeing food and like talking about food or whatever, and then I'll Google it on the site and be like, yo, that looks really good. Now I'm hungry.
Right.
The problem with that is like I can't like I can go to a place now and like go order that. It's not physically
I mean,
possible.
you can get it ordered to your brain to your house.
Yeah, but like they
It's
go.
a risk,
No, I know they
but-
go and they say this restaurant, and you go this, and then they're not delivering. They're not
It's
delivering.
very disappointing.
Yeah.
So
It's like they're closed.
Yeah.
Why?
no.
Skip the dish you like.
Not sponsored.
But if you want to sponsor us, go for it. I like literally anybody at this point, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they're enemies, but I'll take both. Like I'm cool with it. Sandro.
You know who I'd really like to sponsor us?
Who? Honey.
Coca-Cola Mexico.
Oh yeah, Coca-Cola.
That would be
Mexico.
Nothing
best.
against Canadian Coca-Cola, but
If you never
See,
had
they
a
use
Mexican-
sugar cane. They don't know what this like packaged stuff is.
No.
Like,
It's I don't know what it is. It's just got a very distinct taste.
It's
Probably more
It's-
sugar in it.
It's the no. It's because the sugar.
is
It's
more
literally
pure.
It's pure sugar. Not that it's like it's a bottle of sugar, but like it's got like sugar cane, like it's like ripped out of there, and it's put into the Coke.
Right.
And the carbonation levels are also different, so it goes down easier, but you still get that sensation of like, that's it.
You're breaking this down too much. It's a problem.
Also, the fact that it comes in a glass bottle, that changes the whole game.
You know what?
I
Now,
mean,
I,
we can get a
now I
glass
gotta
bottle
find a
here
place
too,
where
but
we
it's
can get this
different.
online.
Honestly,
This is a problem. No,
The world has changed, you guys. It's not the same anymore.
There's so many things that have changed because of quarantine, and I think it's well, we're not in quarantine. We're in self-isolation.
but whatever, it's quarantine. I'm quarantining myself from my friends. I'm quarantining myself from the neighbor's dog.
You know,
One
that's
good
quarantine.
observation I say, I like at least that I've been able to see or have heard about through work and stuff is the goodness of people. Like if you had lost your sense of hope in people, or you just were like
your faith in humanity.
your
has
faith
been
in
restored.
humanity, it has literally, like, not that I had lost it, but it's
just reinforced it.
Reinforced it. It has surprised me, the goodness in people, and I don't know about other people in the world, but for us, we have been able to see firsthand how people are so giving and willing to help others.
Also, the fact, like, with social media, they've brought, like, so
times.
much more awareness to, like, mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, so, like, there's
even
been
ourselves,
more
we've
promotions,
tried to see which ways what we can do to give back and help.
Yeah, like donating to charities.
It's contagious,
for, like, food
and
banks
that's a good
stuff.
thing.
Well, like, no, like, I mean,
to
like,
spread, I would say.
I can't remember what it was. We were ordering something online, and they're like $2, extra, or whatever. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But it's the fact that, like, before, you'd be like, I don't know, right? But now that
you know where it's going.
No, now
like,
that
for
it's
sure.
like it's what no, now that you know why they're asking for it, and like the results of you helping and contributing toward
contributing.
I can't talk anymore. Contributing to it, it's it really changes your perspective on donating money like that.
I think because, I mean, it's kind of sad if you think about it. The fact that you have to kind of be living it, because we are all in some form impacted by it, I feel we're more predisposed to actually want to do something or want to get
There was
back.
this video that went viral, like, I think like a week and a half ago, of this old man from Italy. He lived during the Second World War, and he went into a store to buy pasta and tomato sauce. I mean, this is very, typical of an Italian, but, like, this is what happened. So he walks into the grocery store, and they don't have pasta or tomato sauce. And he goes, not even during the Second World War were we in this big of a crisis. And the cashier's just like distraught that, like, we're like the current situation in Italy, for them, it's worse than the Second World War.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's insane. Like, that's where you kind of realize, like, how grateful you are that, I mean, you're not there, but at the same time, you feel for those people, right?
I remember at the beginning of it all starting, I remember talking to friends and being like, so impacted by it just by looking at what was going on in Spain, because I had just been there it's been like 3 years since I've been there, and the videos and the information that was coming out about what was going on there, it really, really impacted me. And I feel that, well, a friend of mine told me, she's like, wow, like, Bella, it really hasn't hit me like it has hit you yet. Like, it hasn't sunk in yet, and we were just in the beginning stages of it here. We hadn't even shut down yet, but I was already kind of feeling that. And
I remember we walked in. I actually were out because when I was in school, I was doing this, like, placement thing, co-op / internship / whatever.
Just go listen to an old episode. We talk about it.
Every country says it differently, so I have to, like, cover all the bases. Anyway, so basically it's like a practicum where I go somewhere and I practice my field. While I was there, right before it was quarantine, ironically I told someone today's my last day because I'll be going away. I had asked for, like, an extra day off because we were doing stuff, and I had to take care of some stuff. So I'm like, I'll be back on Monday. Oh no, on Wednesday, because I would go in on Wednesdays. And that day, she had told us how she went to a store to buy, like, wipes and stuff. And we go and we. No, she went to the store to buy Lysol, or to buy, like, wipes and stuff, or disinfectant wipes. And she got, like, these no-name brand wipes, but apparently someone at the store like basically like insulted her and like all this stuff because like she was taking too many. She took two. She grabbed 2 bottles of it, and like people were like losing their minds. She's like, look, here's the thing. She's like, I'm buying one for me and one for my mom. Like she can't go outside. She's an older lady now. Like I'm trying to protect her. She's like, and I need to protect myself. Like right, but it's unfortunate that that was happening. But now we're in such a crisis. Everyone wants Lysol, and there's like no Lysol nowhere. Right, like we're running out of
for example,
we're running out of Lysol.
As soon as like sanitation became a thing, there was like a bunch of people like researching on how to make their own sanitizer and like a bunch of stuff like that. For example, like I went to with my dad to like go get some like stuff from like a natural like food store and like stuff like that, like the Nutrition House or something.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored again.
Also not sponsored by Lysol.
Yeah, also not sponsored by Lysol. You know what? Just sponsor us anyways. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need money. Not really.
We're in a crisis.
Yeah, I know. No, actually, just go donate it instead. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we go and we ask them, you know, like what is like the common questions they're getting, and they're just like, actually, the common question we're getting is how to make hand sanitizer. Yeah. So like they explained it to us, like how you need like tea tree oil or like alcohol. You know, and aloe vera, and mix those together, and you got it.
Yeah, I think it definitely, in the beginning of it, you saw people, you know, just buying in bulk, you know, hoarding everything and just taking everything.
See, the thing is, like, as soon as everything started, people started buying in bulk, and in a way that was unfair, because we took everything.
Well, that's why they had to draw a line, right?
Yeah, and
now you go to grocery stores, you can only buy one pack
What's
of
interesting is like Costco. Costco, not sponsored again.
But they you can like, you know, send money to a food bank.
Can I explain what's going on? So at Costco, they put up labels. I remember like 2 weeks into quarantine, they put up labels that if you were buying in bulk, in the future they would not. If you bought the item on said day, they would not. Moving forward, they would not be giving you returns. So at Costco, essentially what happened is people stopped buying in bulk and then at Walmart, what's already started happening, some people are returning toilet paper. Because they have like piles and piles of toilet paper, and they're like going in to return their toilet paper now. So it's like,
well, I don't know.
Well, like
some taking them back.
No, I'm sure there's places that like are accepting it, but like at this point in time, I don't think they're accepting it anymore.
Yeah, there's a place where they stopped accepting bottled water. They're only accepting like the big like liter, those like what are those huge jugs of water. Yeah. But other than that, like bottled water, toilet paper, tissues, anything that could have been like pre-exposed. Yeah, they're not accepting back.
Well, I think I was watching not a documentary, but like the news special, essentially, you know, talking overall about, you know, what it is to go shopping now. Your returns are not necessarily going to be the thing anymore, or they will exist, but there will be a lot more limitations.
For sure.
Essentially, things will not be the same, regardless of, I think, where you are or where you live. There will definitely be some measures taken to change how we live and survive during this pandemic. Definitely there will be measures to change. Some other things that I heard will be changing is, you know, how, like you said, how we go to just shop and get our everyday necessities, or even, you know, retail
just
stores.
Reactions in general, like,
you know, it won't be maybe you won't go into a store and try on a pair of jeans. Now you'll try it on through a virtual screen, or you want a couch, it'll be through a showroom. Like it won't be the same.
So last weekend was Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. And me and my father, me and our father, my father and I, we went out and we went to go look for flowers. We went to like 4 different stores.
Yeah.
Looking for flowers. It was the biggest struggle. But the other thing too was that we walked into one store. It was so packed with people. We walked in to walk out.
Yeah.
Like it was just so packed with people. I was like, this is insane. Like, why is there so many people? Why are they letting this many people in here? And then my dad let's just get out. Let's just get out. Right.
Well,
so
that's kind of what the hard thing I think about all of this. There is no one side.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are going to social distance, and some people are not going to, and because they either don't, for whatever reason they won't, right? So it's gonna be that tug of war between those who do and those who don't.
Well, like we one of the things that I found interesting, so we have our like our mask on and our gloves on, but like we would walk by people like no gloves, no mask, no nothing, and it was a little like, it's not that it's concerning, but it's like this like awkward, like keep your distance from me kind of, like vibe or whatever it is, right? But because of that, we're kind of like scared. We crave social interaction, but we're also scared of people who aren't taking the necessary precautions.
Yeah.
Right? So it's this...
like the slightest cough and it makes you paranoid.
Oh, yeah. Like, all the time. Like, I mean, unfortunately, in this house, it's kind of become like a running joke where someone will cough or sneeze and be like, that's it, we're all gonna die. It's like, it's all over.
Like, it's not that it should be a joke.
Yeah, but like, it's more like us, like, stop, like, like, it's more like a...
It's more like, be sanitary, use your elbow,
Yeah.
It's more of a reminder. Yeah.
It's getting out of hand. It's definitely getting out of hand. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, I hope. Well, thanks guys for having me on again.
This wasn't a wrap up.
This wasn't a wrap up.
Oh,
I said, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, okay.
This is like a wide open like.
This is a wide open question for like the two lines.
No, not really. I mean, like you said, like we've been talking.
I mean, we
There's
could
not
just
very
tweet out
much-
right now. What do you guys want us to talk about next?
Yes, please. Let the guys know what give them topics to talk about.
Yeah, if you want our opinion on something, even if our opinion isn't valid, we'll talk about it. I don't know.
Or
just
something
not very very controversial and potentially get me arrested for a hate crime. I'm okay.
This guy's like, I want you to talk about this person. There's a few people that will remain. They'll be like he who must not be named.
Voldemort. Haha. We're all gonna die. Oh no.
It's all over. But yeah, I don't know. We as a society,
we're learning to adapt. Some of us choose not to.
Interestingly enough, we are. I mean, there's this whole thing about like not having to go outside unless it's absolutely necessary. But then like there are those people who are taking advantage of that absolutely necessary. Like, I need this, but they don't.
Yeah, people are mixing up the need and want.
Yeah.
Right. That's the constant problem.
That's another thing too. I was looking at, you can, a lot of us have that accessible, the delivery service of any sort. And you don't really stop to think, okay, I can deliver, but then everybody else can too. And so you don't realize the pressure that's being put on these people who are delivering, all this staff that's, going
out of their way.
It's like Christmas, everybody's delivering except it's May, but this is going a continuous thing now. It's like a regular thing now, and kind of stop and think, okay, do I really need to order this?
Do I need to make a person go out of their way to go?
Yeah,
I think the other thing too is like
we kind of become unconscious of the fact that somebody else is on the other end of this. It's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because they need work. They need the money to survive, right? And the job. But at the same time, how much of a toll are we taking on all those people who are...
One of the things that came up really, really fast when we started the quarantine was like the elderly. The elderly didn't have, they weren't able to get to stores fast enough to get certain supplies.
And that's what I was saying before.
The other thing
I witnessed it. It was
horrible. One of the other things too is the fact that they're not as adept with technology as we are. So like we can go order something online. Yeah. Most elderly people don't know how to even do that, right? Or they don't own
They just know they have a
able.
Computer that their grandson gave them, and it's just there.
No,
I think there'll be a lot more. You'll see a lot more resources. There's a lot of for the elderly.
Yeah, well, I know someone who.
Well, I have
a friend who she orders stuff for her her grandmother will like they'll talk or whatever, and she'll be like, "Do you need anything?" She's like, "Yeah, okay." She's like, "Okay, I ordered all this stuff. It's gonna show up at your door. Put on some gloves, when you get it, right?" So that's how they're doing it, right? So she'll call her, "This is what I need," and then they'll have it shipped to her house, kind of thing, or delivered to her house. So because of that, it's really interesting, I think.
Yeah, like also like another problem that was happening in the beginning was the fact that a lot of places stopped like accepting cash, and they would only leave one lane for cash.
Yeah,
and there'd be like a lot of elderly people waiting in the line to pay for stuff, not knowing that it was debit only.
Yeah. And
they'd get right there and then have to go to the back of the line on a whole new lane and like stay there longer being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that was something difficult, I think.
Yeah, I think we're all like slowly. I think we'll all learn from it. I mean, we're all learning. Like these are unprecedented times, and I think we're all slowly learning to or adapting to it. But like I said, I think there will be hopefully more resources for people to learn. Either if they don't know how to go online, they will learn to, or have family members or friends help them out with it. As much as they can. And that's why I'm so grateful. Like I'm so grateful to see the humanity in people to help and the want to help others. But even if you look like in all aspects, seniors, even people who own small businesses, boutiques or whatever, they don't have websites. They don't have. So I think you'll see in a sense, it'll help our economy in terms of jobs for people who do have these skills, who do know how to, create a website or help people, go through this new time to adapt, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's encouraging to know, though, that
like how
it exists.
We went back in like a little circle.
We're going in.
We're circling. Let's wrap it up. All right, Victor.
Okay, this has been Two Latin Brothers podcast, guys. You can always go like and share. Share with your grandma, share with your grandparents. Share with your uncle, share with your tia. If you want to.
La familia.
Exactly. Make sure to send us, comments of stuff you guys want us to talk about.
Comment on our IG or send us a DM.
We'll probably end up talking about COVID again, but at least the beginning part of it will be new content,
Let them know if you want me back a fourth time during quarantine.
That's not gonna happen. Just joking.
Yeah, we have some guests coming up.
Yeah,
we've thought of new people.
It's always an honor, you guys.
I actually I've started reaching out to more people I haven't even people I haven't talked to in years to be on the podcast. So it's really it's a really trying time.
Yeah. So this has been Two Latin Brothers podcast, guys. I just dozed off. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.